Today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to look back at a map I made 13-14 years ago. I built this map on Reign of Chaos and not Frozen Throne, because Frozen Throne was around at the time. But the only games being played on the current scene, or custom scene, was Dota. It took over everything at that stage. And I wanted to play this with like actual people. So I built it under the Reign of Chaos map editor, because I knew that I'll be able to get 4 games of people wanting to play it. Even though the Reign of Chaos map editor was a lot more primitive than the Frozen Throne one. I got an inspiration from this terrible custom zombie game that I played online. It was just a bunch of units plopped on a map, a bunch of zombies plopped on the map, and as soon as the zombies attacked a human, they'll turn into a zombie. And I thought that was a really cool mechanic that could be used in a game, so that's kind of what planted the seed to make this game. And being a big fan of Lucio Fulci, and I love Zombie 2 or Zombie Flesh Eaters, the movie, I thought, why not put it on like an island, a tropical island setting, you know? I like that idea anyway. I think it's kind of cool. I'm very proud of this opening. I think the cutscene's very, very good. Because back then, very few people did good cutscenes, to be fair. And I'm not bragging, because there is true, there wasn't very many. This mist really works at obscuring this zombie figure at the start of the game, because from bird's eye view, it doesn't look dense enough, but when the camera pans down, it's dense enough to kind of create this illusion that it's obscured. Now, if this zombie is actually a building, it's being built by an alkalite that's flying about 50 feet above the map. And the reason I had to turn this zombie into a building is because I was able to slow down his animation to coming to life. I couldn't figure out another way to do it because I wasn't the greatest map editor in the world. But this has got the classic Zombie Flesh Eaters theme as well, which I love this music as well. I know it's licensed music, so hopefully I can get away with this copyright. The writing here is fucking horrid. I wrote this, and it features all the names from the movie, but it's just generic babble. It's nonsense. This is a good bit of humor though. I quite like this. It's a tease. If you look carefully enough, the zombie model is a little bit taller than the normal human model, so when the zombie attacks the human, he grows an inch or 2. See? And I downloaded this skin from, I think it was Hive Workshop. I don't know if they're still around anymore. But I like the blood red sky as well. I thought it added to the atmosphere of the game. Now, I added lots of classes to this game. It looks great on paper, but they're very, very shallow. They all have like something unique about them, but there's not a massive amount of difference between any of them, to be fair. I just didn't have the time. I was a one-man army making this game. I think I'll go shock, because I can stun enemies. That cutscene is unskippable as well, which is a regret of mine. A better map maker would have actually figured out the way to make it skippable and not mess up the intro. But with the way the timing is on some of the triggers, I just didn't have the time to figure it out. So yeah, I do apologize for anyone that had to watch that over and over again. Even though I'm very proud of that cutscene, it's an absolute nuisance having to watch that every time you want to play this game, even if you do want to play that again. And another nice little thing about that cutscene, I like the way that when the zombie attacks the villager, he turns into a zombie, so it kind of explains a little bit about the rules of this game, like, you know, infection spreads kind of thing. I can't remember if I did this by luck or I was thinking it through, but if you're playing by yourself, you can actually collect the heroes here, which is quite nice. It means that you can actually play this solo, and this game is very, very hard for the most part. You can cheese it to some degree, and we'll get into that the more I play, but yeah, if you wanted to double on this, you can do it by yourself. I like the way I added like a blood red sky as well. I thought it added quite a nice atmosphere to the game. Let's type max and pan the camera out a little bit for convenience. So I'm going to be taking all these heroes. I don't know how well I'm going to do actually in this game, because again, this game is hard. To capture the spirit of the movie, or Lucio Fulci, I wanted to make this game very gory. So all the attack animations, as you can see, are very bloody. Because in Lucio Fulci's movies, he has insane amount of gore. So if I was going to do a zombie game in his kind of style, it had to be violent. All right, we're on wave 2. This game does not mess about. It's a very short game, and I was intentionally trying to make this game easy to play. I didn't want to make it complicated, because at the time I made this game, there are some amazing zombie maps, but some of them are so complicated that they just simply were not fun to play. With like the way you can change like your stances and stuff like that. Anyone that played a lot of zombie games back then would probably know what I'm talking about. Like some of the really advanced ones, like Day of the Dead. Night of the Living Dead was really good, but then they did like Day of the Dead, and it got very, very convoluted. So right now I'm gonna kill. There's 2 or 3 side bosses in this game I put in. I wanted to reward a bit of exploration. I didn't want people just sitting down and hiding in one place, which sadly is something that you could definitely do, and is a complete balance strategy in this game. But this is Brian. This is a storyline boss. He will drop some loot here, and we got a bit of unlucky there because he can drop some of the best loot in the game. I wanted to reward the player with an incentive to leave the center, not just constantly camp. I did employ some other ideas, and we'll get into those more we play. This is very risky if you don't have a stun character. And we got really trashy drops, really, because he could drop miniguns, what like gives you critical strike and speed and stuff like that. It's been a long time since I played this game, and so I might not make it through. I might not, so I don't know how I'm gonna get on with it to show the whole game, but I'll do my best. There is a wolf up here. I tried to incorporate side bosses and rewards like money. All players get a certain amount of money if you could kill them. Oh fuck. This is a type of game where you die in 1 or 2 hits, so you have to be on your toes all times. There's the wolf. Fast reload. Oh, minigun. We got very lucky there. Well, minigun would work amazingly well on my hero. But this game is a real challenge. You can cheese it, but if you don't know what you're doing, you will get wiped out very, very quickly. I don't know how I'm going to get through it. I'm not going to lie. I'm just going to wing it and just see what I can do. So, actually, there's a secret stag here. I can't even remember adding this, but you kill it and it gives you agility. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. But it is what it is. Another thing with this intro cutscene, if you watch carefully, you would see a shadow up here, and this was the Alkalite who's flying above the map to build the zombie. And again, it was to do with timing, so if I could control the speed of the building being built, I could manipulate the timing of the cutscene to kind of make it believable that a zombie would come out of the grave at a certain time. I love this music as well, the Zombie Flesh Eaters music. I tried to capture the movie as well. I wanted to have like a little bit of like a rural kind of town feeling, but I also wanted the forest or a jungle, whatever you want to call it, tropical jungle. But I wanted to make this a rewarding place because there are random drops that spawn into the map. If you play as a recon character, it pings his location. I stole that from other games, that everyone probably would know that already. But I made the terrain very bumpy here, so when you're going through here, the line of sight is completely broken. You could absolutely run into trouble, and that's completely intentional. I wanted people that was gonna explore this to have a rough time. And I'm sorry if I can't get my words out quickly enough, because this is one of those games, it can be an ass clencher, because things could go wrong very, very quickly. What I'm going to try and do is camp in the middle. I think that might be the best strategy. They're coming out too thick. Ugh. Get out one swipe and I'm down to half health. You can play as a medic character, and the medic can do passive healing, and he has this kind of cool red aura to kind of separate his model from everybody else's. There was one guy that I saw playing this on YouTube, which I thought was really, really cool. He panned the game a little bit, and that's absolutely understandable. This is not a perfect game by no means. It lacks abilities, and that's just a time thing. I was a one-man person making this game, so I never had the time to like build all that. But I tried to give everyone cool passive abilities. I wanted it to be a bit of a run and gun game. There is a merchant here, which I'll show you. This merchant here is like an Alkalite. It's absolutely inspired by Resident Evil 4. Anyone that's plays Resident Evil would understand what I meant by that. And he can fix broken items, or sell you items. And it's a very luck-based system. Because I like luck in games. It adds variety to the game, I find. Like all these random drops here, it's broken pieces. But if you get all pieces of that, you can take it to the merchant and he can fix them for you for a certain amount of money. These blue zombies here, they're very, very dangerous. I call these birth zombies because they spawn little crawlers. I think I'm just dying already. This game is hard. You can see the minigun proccing crits there. I absolutely need it. If you haven't was curious. I am really terrified right now. I'm hanging on by the thread of my teeth. Oh my god. And I'm dead. It's a hard game. And I was listening to Coldplay at the time, and I added a little humor when you die. This would only trigger though. This music would only trigger though if you only had your hero left, because I couldn't let the camera pan out if you still had other units. So if you lost all your units and your hero died last, you would get this little cutscene here. Alright, well, we're gonna have to try that again. This is attempt 2. And I did see one guy playing this game on YouTube. Well, I think he streamed it on Twitch, which is really, really cool to see someone actually playing something that you made. So I enjoyed that a lot. But he hit up here with a bunch of people, and fair play to him, is the way to go. Doesn't mean I'm going to beat this game. One thing I did do, by pure luck, the main characters you choose, or default character, is actually the machine gunner, and every time he levels, he gets a chance to spawn units between 1, 2, and 3 soldiers. So even if you're playing by yourself, you have a chance to spawn an army, what makes life a lot easier. With that said, I still am not confident I'm getting through this wave. I really, really need a hell of a lot of soldiers here. And they're just feeding zombies. I think I'm going to have to manipulate the AI here. And this is one of my biggest criticisms on my map. When I was making this map, I really wanted the zombies to chase people down. Oh, fuck off. Oh, God. Dead again. Too difficult. We'll see how we get on anyway. But as I was saying, one thing I don't like about my map is the way you can manipulate the AI like this. You could drag them away at any time. I wanted the zombies just to chase down the nearest unit, and then that would stop you exploiting this kind of AI like this. It adds a bit of strategy to the game, but I feel like it just cheeses it way too much. And this nade here, I don't want to say the word because I don't want to get this blacklisted, but this grenade here would have worked better if the AI was smarter. If the AI just followed me and attacked me, he could, they could track you down and kill you. You could use this grenade to kill yourself, and that would have been a really, really cool mechanic, because then instead of letting your hero become a zombie, because when your hero becomes a zombie in this game, they become zombie leaders, and that becomes a real problem for the rest of the players. So you kind of do like an honorable sacrifice by pulling this nade, which I thought was a really, really clever idea to come up with, because I never saw that before in a game on Warcraft. But it doesn't work very well when the zombies can just, you could be aggroed by any other direction. They could get pulled away, so if I was a better map maker at the time and I could have solved that, it would have made this game even better. But yeah, by the fact that you can just stop shooting and run away, the zombies can get pulled in a different direction. It stops these nades being used as intended, because again, I think the original idea was actually really, really cool. Oh, let's have a look what we got here. Sniper stream. If you like creating stuff, this map will be quite good. They're all part 3s, but they are actually random. Weirdly enough, they all are 3s. I think that's by pure chance. Sniper's Dream. Bit of a corny name, but it kind of explains what it's really used for, and that is attack speed. Oh, I thought about cancelling this run, but I might keep going. Still a fair few units on the map. Sniper Stream 1, Sniper Stream 2. What do I have? Let's get rid of this gun stock. Oh god. Okay, so I need a Sniper's Dream 3 for attack speed. I believe that gives 70% attack speed or something like that. So good for a sniper. Or any class, really. I gotta keep holding these units in place. I don't want them to get dragged out. I'm spamming hold position to keep them there. Another big criticism I got with this map is there's not much incentive to move from one spot, and that is my problem. What I should have done was put mini missions in the map or have other reasons to leave. It didn't seem rewarding enough. I wish I could speak a bit more freely, but I'm trying to concentrate on what the hell I'm doing as well. I need to find that Sniper's Dream part 3, which I think is actually up here. There you go. So I got 3 broken pieces, 1, 2, and 3. So we take this to the merchant. There he is. So this is inspired by Resident Evil 4's merchant, obviously. Ching, 100 gold. And there you go, Sniper's Dream. Fire rate increased by 75. Be good with critical strikes. This is nighttime phase now. This gets dangerous. Stun powder. Stun powder is really, really good as well. The minigun might be the best weapon because it does attack power, crit damage, and stuff like that. I'm really scared right now. But because the default hero is the machine gunner, as I said, every time he levels, he could spawn between 1, 2, or 3 units. If you're brave, though, you can actually run and grab these items and build them with the merchant. Or there is a class, the engineer, can build them for free. So if you pick the engineer class, you can just pick these up and get the item. But I thought it added a very fast, easy way to put a bit of weapon creation. It gives you incentive to leave and not camp just one area, which we're doing right now. The problem is camping works, and that's an issue, really. I wish I could go back and fix it with like side missions, like maybe you have to take a spawn down, or you got to travel with someone somewhere. That could have been quite cool. What am I trying to do? Sneak another character out and see. I'm getting loads of levels here. I got like, how many heroes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 7 heroes spawning units every level, so we're actually quite settled at the moment. But sadly, the game can become mindless like this. If you decide to play it this way, which is absolutely valid, you can just camp like this and got a good chance of getting away with it. Now, if you played with a group of people that didn't pick the machine gunner, it might be a bit different, because you won't be able to spawn as many units as this. So, yeah. It's not going to always work for you, but in this case, it is. These air supplies are being dropped from here. Because I couldn't figure out a way to get pure random generation on the items dropped, I put all the items up on this island here, and then they get randomly warped into this map. And they could be anywhere. They could be in the water, they could be in the trees. You might not be able to get them, so that's that. There's also enemies and creatures here that are also used to play with triggers in this game to get stuff to work. This place here is a secret bonus. I don't think anyone's ever figured this out as far as I know, but if you... Basically, this is the Dawn of the Dead shop. If anyone's watched Dawn of the Dead, it takes place in a supermarket. If you type a certain code at the start of the game, you get warped up here, and you can level up your characters. Loads of weapons up here. It basically is just the ultimate cheat, you know. So But to achieve this, every time you beat the game with a character, they have a 4-digit code. The first digit is red. If you take everyone's red digit and put them in order from red to whatever color. So for example, oh, the colors don't come up here. Just put all those colors together and write the code. You will get worked up here, but you got to do it at a certain map. I added other goofy stuff as well, like let it snow. This is just for me having a little bit of fun. Writing cheats. These raid zombies are inspired from... I wanted faster zombies at night, and I wanted them to explode so their bodies didn't stay on the ground to free up memory, so I wanted this game to run smoothly, if I could. So by making them explode, I felt like more confident that the game was going to hold up better. This is getting very, very tight at the moment. I hope I got enough firepower to cut the infection when he started getting attacked. I wish I added more stuff you could make as well, like grenades, gun turrets and stuff like that, because a lot of these items are off threes. But I think adding grenades would have been quite a fun idea, just a one piece that you could fix for like 50 gold or something, or a gun turret that was in 2 pieces that you could set down and it would just shoot enemies, because that stuff's kind of like a no-brainer to me. I do want to try and get one of these heroes out, but they seem to be wedged in there tight now. And there's a lot of items on the floor. If I could get one of these guys out, let's have a look. There we go, get this guy out. See if we could do something more exciting in the game. But yeah, this game definitely needs more incentives for the player to do a bit of traveling. Oh, that could be bad. I think we're locked in now. I don't think I'm going anywhere. There is something quite ass-clenching though about this kind of stuff. You know, only a few enemy attacks and this could be overrun in seconds. You definitely want to take the bigger units out because they cause problems. Like this guy, he has range attacks. These are the ones you want to target if you've got stun or something. There was a game called Resident Evil Nemesis that had these tentacles pop up, so when you camp for too long it would stop you camping, it would keep you moving. I thought that was a clever way to go about it. I could have incorporated something like that in this map. Oh fuck. Okay, as you can see, not a bright idea. Definitely don't want your hero to die because they turn into zombie leaders and they're much stronger, hence why you should blow yourself up if you're going to die to free your team for dealing with you later. The game's quite almost over anyway. We only have a boss to fight after this wave. I stole this from another Resident Evil game that had the exact same effect. The boss roaring when he come into the map. I thought it was very clever. Add atmosphere and a bit of a tension to the game. Stun beats bosses in this game, so you definitely want a stun item. There he is. And this piece of music's in another Lucio Fulci film called The Beyond, or The Gates of Hell, which is actually a very cool, a cool film. If you've not seen it, worth checking out if you like zombies. But I really like this music. There's loads of variations of it as well. Right, we got £1,700 to spend, so let's quickly buy something from the merchant. Depending on how much money you spend, you get different items. What did I get there? Gun stock. Not that impressive. We don't want to wait too long on here either because we're going to get swamped in a minute. So let's take another hero. They're all jammed in there. The T virus did drop and it's right there. So let's try and pick it up. Oh, no one. I want to be greedy. I want to buy some items. Let's see if we can actually do it before I get spawned on, because that could be the end of me. He needs to piss off right there. So I got nano armor and black gunpowder. Okay, it's whatever. So when you pick, it's idiot proof. When the T-virus drops, it pings and stuff like that. As you can see, it's quite a nice little feature. Because when you make a map, you've got to always worry about people fucking it up, you know? Players making mistakes, stuff like that, so... I was very aware when I made it. This piece of music's so good as well. And you might notice all the names, like Plato and... Argento and stuff like that, all the kind of names I've got for a lot of the heroes are references to other zombie movies. Especially like the Italian zombie movies. So again, this is another cool cutscene. And this piece of music is from Dawn of the Dead as well. People are very familiar. Now, why is there a pirate ship? I don't know. It's just, it's a boat. It's like when I got criticized for using like gunners. It's, you know, it's the default. I want units with machine guns, and that's pretty much what you get, Space Marines. So you work with what you got, you know. And this is before there was tons and tons of custom models. This is a really cool piece of music as well from Dawn of the Dead. This finale is straight from Zombie Flesh Eaters. It had this kind of battle at the end in the church, which I really liked. So I captured that in this game. This cathedral does play, or this church, whatever you want to call it, plays a role at the end of the game, which I think is quite nice. Right now it's barricaded, but this will blow up and it will let the zombies in. Now you're going to see something very scary. This big unit here, if you are able to kill this in time, he will drop the ultimate cheat in the game. But I'm going to show you that at the end of the playthrough anyway for a bit of fun. But this is just pure survival. This part of the map here will break open and we'll get on the ship. If you die before then, game over. You don't get the code. So once you beat the game, every character has, or every color has their own 4-digit code you can put in at the start of the map. I think we're comfortable beating this though. We've got so many units. I've got pretty much one of the best units you can get, and I got all of their heroes. So I'm able to produce even more units. If you play this with normal people, I can assure you, you'll probably get your ass whooped quite a few times before you get a win with this game. Hopefully copyright's not going to bugger me over though, once I upload this on YouTube. Because this is all copyright music. It's fucking good though. So that big creature down here, it's more of an illusion. It's timed perfectly, so by the time he reaches this church here, the boat comes and it's over, so he shouldn't really cause you a problem. But you still have to be careful here. These colors are running rampant here. This could be really bad if I don't back them up. It will only take a couple of attacks for this whole defense to fail. It really doesn't take long at all. But we have a lot of firepower, so I should be able to cut through it. You're going to see a lot of death now. So yeah, if you're able to kill this, you get the ultimate code in the game. I don't even know if it's possible, to be fair. It probably is for stun. Yeah, it's definitely possible. There you go. But here you go. All the characters flee into the boat. They're all locked away, but it doesn't matter because we'll get the code. As long as you get one unit that survives to the boat, it doesn't really matter. And that's the end of the game. But yeah, I like these cutscenes because one thing that back in the day, the old days of like Warcraft 3, most games didn't have cutscenes, and if they did, they were the most bland, primitive cutscenes you could possibly find. So when I was making this, I wanted the you know, to feel rewarded once you beat the game with some pretty cool cinematics. So I think this was quite a nice little cinematic to finish the game on, and as is the intro. Because way too often the game would just end with a flat screen, and I didn't actually want that to be the case. Oh, I've got to lose money. I can't even remember adding this in the game. So yeah, that's my game, and I'm gonna show you a little bonus mode that you can play, which I think is actually really cool. It turned out much better than I ever expected. So this is the bonus mode. If you type Bob at the start of the game, you'll spawn this awesome zombie right here. And if anyone don't know, Bob is the zombie from Day of the Dead. And if you look here, it says control zombies. Now this actually turned out so much more fun than I ever expected. This originally was just going to be just like a secret character, but once I started playing around with like zombie control, it kind of becomes its own game. And the way the zombies are, they're so dangerous in this game, it's quite exciting to be able to control them and wipe out bosses in one hit, or even control bosses. So I'm going to show that off a bit now. It's a really fun mode that I highly recommend you play as well. For example, so all these are under my command now, and they've got auto attacks and stuff like that. The only downside, his attack animation is very, very slow. So if you use zombie control and more zombies come at you, you can die really, really easily in this game. So you want to get attack speed. So here's one of the bosses right there, Brian. So watch this. Sharp tip. So yeah, we are now controlling zombies. Let's control this boss zombie up here as well. So now I'm Abbott Hayes. I forgot I even called this guy Abbott Hayes. I forgot all about that. It's Abbott Hayes. This was a stupid zombie movie. I think it was Children of the Living Dead with Tom Savini was in the film at the start. And it's fucking awful. So I just remember the zombie being called Abbott Hayes, and they kept referring to him as Abbott Hayes. That made me laugh. So that's why that name exists. But honestly, this zombie is actually surprisingly quite fun to play. This is the recon's ability. As you can see, his stuff's getting pinged on, and it could be anywhere. It really is random, for better or worse. But it's set randomness. It's a set amount of stuff that spawn from here into the map, because I could not figure out how to spawn any items. Because this was back when I made this game on the Reign of Chaos map maker, and it was a lot more difficult to do than it was on Frozen Frames map maker, from what I remember. I'm not going to play this to the end, but I'll play a fair bit so you can see how fun it can be when stuff starts getting really hairy. The strategy is, if you look here... Oh, not Coldplay again. As you can see, look, I got a massive cooldown, so you could die very quickly. So what you want to do is try to get... You want to get as close to the zombies as possible to chain control these zombies. But I just enjoyed this mode, and I thought it's a shame that it's such a secret that no one's probably going to find it. So I thought, why not share it now? It's been like years. There is actually one playthrough on YouTube. I can't remember his name, but he's a guy that plays nothing but Warcraft as far as I know. And he covered my map, was quite nice. And he had his criticisms, which is absolutely understandable, because this is far from a perfect map. There's a lot that could be done better, or even updated. If anyone wants to do it, of course they can do it if they wish. But one of the guys that he was playing with, I think his name was Woodstone, he was controlling the zombie, and I don't think they knew what was going on, but I know, because it's the ultimate kind of secret cheat, you know. He should have been able to access it, but he was able to look at like the game code and figure it out, you know. But it's a lot of fun. Oh, let's see how far I can get actually with this character, Bob the zombie. But it's definitely a game that, you know, it's far from perfect. If I had to rate my map, I would say back then it was probably a 7 out of 10. It was very different than all the other zombie games. I think it was different from a lot of the zombie games. The way it plays with the mechanics of like zombies, your units turn to zombies, like these kind of chain reactions and stuff like that, and like these nades and stuff like that. Not that it all worked very perfectly, and I wanted to make it very cinematic and very short and easy to play. But I think it was a pretty decent game for its time. Nowadays, I don't know. That's for you lot to judge if you think it's a piece of shit or not. There's a lot worse out there. But it was a project of mine that I created by myself. Bit of a passion project. So as you can see, it's going to come down with just this unit controlling zombies. That's so far I can get. These units are holding up surprisingly well at the moment. Let's add a bit of snow. It might look easy playing as a zombie because you could control them all, but with the way his attack speed is, you could get caught off guard really, really quickly and die instantly. So you have to be very careful of who you're attacking. You don't want to attack on the brink, on the fringe of your attack. You want to try to get very close to the enemies, because if you do it like this, you'll only take 2 or 3 enemies and they'll come straight at you. So you want to try and chain it together, because the way, I don't know how I even managed to do it, but it just chains and it gives a really cool effect. Coldplay again. Yeah, there's a bit of humor in this game. It's not all serious, you know. Alright, let's see if I could do a ultimate chain. I'm playing this character, it speeds up the waves as well because you're controlling zombies, you know, you're taking them out of the game and using them for yourself. So these zombies would just be on the prowl for other zombies. Oh, he almost got me. That was almost death right there. One thing I don't like about my map as well, I don't like how the zombies pretty much only gain by getting only go for people that are aggroing them. The way I actually triggered like the zombies, well, I didn't even trigger. I simply set the zombies' vision to max, like 20,000, so they can see all enemies. If I was a better map maker back then, I would have definitely liked to have programmed it where they would just attack the nearest enemy, no matter what. As you can see, I'm almost dead. So even though I got an imba character, you can still lose it. But yeah, I would definitely recommend playing as this character, Bub. These blue guys you gotta be careful of. I don't know if I mentioned this, but these little black zombies, these are supposed to be rage zombies. I called them after the film 28 Days Later. So I believe they're called, like, you know, the rage virus or whatever. And dogs, they're naturally fast as well. Wolves, you know what I mean? We're talking Resident Evil here. But yeah, this is just a love letter to zombies movies in general and stuff like that. There's lots of references to zombie stuff. I'm sure people that's watched a lot of zombie movies might even be able to see it. Oh, I'm dead. No, not yet. We're already on wave 5. See how much better it is with a zombie controlling Bub. If you wanted to get like a good Bub, his attack speed is very, very slow. I can see, very slow. You need to kind of get miniguns or Sniper's Dream or something that speeds up the attack animation, or even like gloves or whatever. It would make the character a lot more viable. I think Gunstock might actually have attack speed on it as well. Oh, I almost died there. I was a fraction away. What I'm going to do is maybe go to Alkalite and try to get some items. I got at least 500 gold. Where is he? I also made the Alkalite teleport around the map. Again, I wanted to create as much incentive as possible for people to have to move. I didn't want people just camping, even though I definitely failed at that overall. Because there's nothing better than just sitting down doing nothing. Right, let's get lucky. Oh, I got shit. Gunstock. Actually, that's quite good. Fire rate 30%. Razor tip's pretty shit. Didn't get no minigun. Minigun's probably the best item in this game, I'd say. Or stun powder. Stun powder gives something like 75% stun, so if you can get it, it's really handy. I am on the brink of death here. Oh my god. Am I even going to survive? Oh, that was crazy close. I've been very, very lucky to survive this long with this character. Bob is in big trouble now. Fast reload, that's exactly what we need for attack speed. But I like the idea that you can just control zombie bosses and stuff. I thought that was actually quite interesting. Fast reload, that's what we need. Get rid of that. Our attack speed now is at slow, so it's not as bad as it was. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, no, not yet.
Our forces are under attack.
Let's try and chain these guys up here. Try to get lucky, get close. I think this could have been a fun mode, and it's just a fun game in itself, just having a game where you control zombies and units. Oh, that's close. Oh, last wave. Alkalite is moved at the bottom. Yeah, if I could change anything, I'd definitely like to change the AI of the zombies. I would want them to track down the nearest target only. That would fix a lot of problems with the way people could aggro stuff and run away from the enemies and stuff like that, and just let aggro play a big role in manipulating AI. Also, more incentives to move around the map. You know, have escort missions or something like that, or spawn points that you had to take down. Hey, refined gunpowder. It's not any good for me though. So yeah, more incentives. Also some more abilities as well, because even though there's a lot of heroes, their abilities are very, very shallow. It's more run and gun in this game than anything, so if I had more time I would have liked to have added more abilities and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I kind of wish I could go back and, you know, and fix or add to this game to make it better, because I think it's definitely been improved massively. But this was a long time ago. This is 12, 13 years ago, whatever it was, since I made this game. So it's quite fun looking back at it now, and you know, it's nice knowing that someone might have got some enjoyment out of it. I don't know if people like it or not. I assume some people might like it to some degree. I think it definitely stands out from the zombie genre though, because I tried to do something a lot more different than what everybody else was just doing there. Even though zombies is a very overdone, generic, boring kind of genre, I tried to do something a little bit different with it. I've done better than I expected. I thought I'd be dead by now. I should be dead by now. If I was smart, I would actually buy a herb from the shop. So let's quickly go buy a herb. So, that's a bit of an that's a bit shit. Oh god, just just out of time. There we go. Almost. Anyway, I don't know if you found this interesting or not. Maybe you did. Thank you for watching, and yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it to some degree, or found anything I did interesting back then.